Okay, guys, let's look at the third student task statement called near and far from zero. Number 1, for each set of values for A and B, evaluate the given expressions and record your answers in the table. Okay, so if you guys notice, and I'm going to highlight, they give us values for A and B in these two columns. Okay, and they want you to take the value, and I'm going to point the arrow, and they want you to take those values and I guess follow the directions or follow the sign, okay? So let's look at the first one for A. I see that they want us to change A or as negative A. All right. And since it's negative 1/2, this would actually be equal to a positive 1/2. It's almost like saying negative A is asking for the opposite value of A. All right. So we have a negative 1/2. So the opposite of negative 1/2 is a positive 1/2. Or if you want to look at it like the additive inverse, we have to change that to addition. What's the opposite of it, of a negative number, which is positive, and it's going to be a positive 1/2. Okay. So let's look at the next one. All right. I see a positive 1/2. It'll be a negative 1/2 in this case. And then for A, it's a negative 6, so it'll be a positive 6. All right. For the next row, it says negative 4B. So it will be negative 4B times 6, which would be negative 24. Okay. And then the next one, we have a negative 6 times a negative 4, which would be a positive 24. All right. And then I have a negative 1/2 times negative 4. All right. Now I'm going to write this one to the side. Since it's only because it's a fraction, times negative 1/2. I'll put a 1 underneath that 4. Negative 4 over negative 2. And it's going to be a positive 2. Put that. Okay. All right. Now moving on to the fifth column. They want us to combine negative A plus B. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking the value, and I'll put a star, of this column and this column, and I'm going to add them together, okay? And notice that A comes first, all right? So then I have, okay, with this one I have 1/2 plus 6, and that'll give me 6 and 1/2. Okay. The next one, the value of A is a negative 1/2, and it says plus a negative 6. Which will give me negative 6 and 1/2. Okay. So then the next one is saying that, okay, they want us to add 6 plus negative 1/2, which would give me 5 and 1/2. Okay. So then for the next column, it's telling us to divide, and I'll change the color for you guys, to divide A divided by negative B. So they want us to take this value, and they want us to make B negative, which we didn't get a chance to make B negative. So I'm going to annotate in red, making it negative. And keep in mind that even though it's saying that it's a negative B, it's technically asking us for the opposite. So in red, it'll be a negative 6. This one will be a positive 6. This one will be a positive 1/2. Okay. So we're dividing. So it's negative 6, or in this case, it'd be negative 1/2 divided by negative 6. Okay. Now, if I had to do negative 1/2 divided by negative 6, I would want to put a 1 underneath that 6, and I want to apply the multiplicative inverse. And when I apply the multiplicative inverse, it's going to give me a positive 1/12 because 2 negatives equals a positive. All right, I'm going to circle my answer so you guys can see. All right, for the next one, it has A divided by negative B. All right, so it's going to be 1/2 divided by a positive 6. Okay, now if you look at the first row in the 6th column, the signs are the same. Well, we should get the same answer in this case as well because the signs are the same as well. It's going to be 1/12. Okay. And then for this one, I have negative 6 divided by a positive 1/2. Now my answer is going to be negative, but I still want to apply the multiplicative inverse. And this will give me negative 12. Okay. Now, if you still need my notes or to see like, where did she get this from, you could either go to your manager's Google Meet session or you could rewind the video. Okay. Now, for the next row, I annotate in green. So, a squared is basically, this is called an exponent. So, if you don't know what this is called an exponent. Okay, and what exponents tells us is how many times we're multiplying the same number, okay? So in this case, a squared would give me negative 1/2 times negative 1/2. So a negative times negative equals a positive, and it's 1/4. Okay? So then a squared, which would be 1/2 times 1/2, which would be 1/4 again. And then a squared would be negative 6 times negative 6, which would give me a positive 36. Okay. And then for my last column, I'll answer in black. All right. It's saying b to the 3rd power. So this is still an exponent. And what it's telling us is that we need to multiply the value of b 3 times. So I see negative 6 times negative 6 times negative 6. Okay. So negative 6 times negative 6. This will give me a positive 36 times negative 6. All right. Let me multiply that vertically. Even though I know the answer, I still want to show you guys step by step. So it's going to be 36 times 6. 6. Carry the 3. 18 plus 3. Okay. 216. But the signs are different. So my answer will be negative. Okay. Moving on to the next one. We have a positive 6 in this case, which if we was to plug it in, it'll be 6, positive 6 times 6 times 6 would be a positive 216. And then for the last one, we have a positive 1/2, which, hold on just a second because I forgot to erase my negative symbols from the last question. So here we go. Let me change that order around. So it's going to be a negative. So the first one is actually going to be a positive 216. The second one is going to be a negative 216. So I apologize about that, guys. I made a mistake and I didn't erase my values from the time that we did this column. Okay, so still the same value, just a different sign. Or still have the same absolute value, but just have a different sign. All right, so let's go back to finishing the last square or the last block. So I have 1/2, which is negative. Okay, 1/2 is negative. And then a negative 1/2, which that cancels out to 1/4 times negative 2 times a positive, well, a negative 1/2. And this is going to give me a negative 1/8. Okay? So even though I'm going to be on the same question, I'm going to stop the video, give you guys a break to like look over your table, and we're going to come back and answer questions 2, 3, and 4.